everyone, Christina Del Rey with your astrology forecast for November 15th, 2020. We have Venus squaring off with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. Then Venus later in the week is going to square off with Saturn. In the middle of the week, we have Uranus opposite Mercury, and that is going to bring some big surprises, some big truths, and maybe even some secrets coming out in the open. Let's take a look at your sign for the week, but first, hit that subscribe button, share, and like. Thank you. Scorpio, last week we had your planet Pluto and Jupiter come together in the sky in your third house. So for you, this was probably some kind of transformation in the area of communication, neighborhoods, or it could even be like skills you're working on. But there's something here that was, there was like some kind of big change happening there for you, and you're changing this area of your life anyway. This could have to do with siblings and cousins, neighbors. It could also have to do with contracts as well, and even the internet. But just to make sure that you're making those changes, Venus is going to come along and square those planets. So for you, this is happening in a part of the chart that has to do with your subconscious thoughts. So Venus is values, it's relationships. So you might be thinking about your values, you might be thinking about your relationships. So you may have to change the thoughts that you have around relationships or the thoughts that you have around your values. Subconsciously, those are not serving you anymore. Your values that you held previously are not serving you anymore, and you have to make an action to change them. This can also be movement on a contract with somebody. Maybe you're signing something. And then Venus is going to square Saturn, same part of the sky. So this might be some kind of block, or maybe somebody has values that are different than yours, and there's a clash here. But there's something, and this could be maybe even with a cousin or a neighbor, but there's some kind of maybe clash here that from somebody maybe who you thought was your friend but now is sort of acting like an enemy, or maybe you just are different, you have different values and you didn't realize that before. But something here is happening to sort of make you see it in a different perspective. And ultimately, I think it's to change the way you deal with those relationships. Then on Tuesday we have Mercury opposing Uranus, and this happened already twice in October. So October, we had October 7th and October 19th. So if you can think back to then, you'll likely be revisiting an area here. And for you, this is happening in the first house, the first and the seventh house of relationships. So again, we're back to relationships, but maybe some information comes in and it surprises you about a relationship, or somebody tells you a bit of news, and this kind of shakes how you think of relationships, or how you feel your foundation in relationships is currently. And lastly, last week we had Mars moving direct, Mars stationed, and he's going to slowly pick up speed. But this is happening for you in an area of the chart that has to do with health and your everyday work. So your everyday routine. So if you have felt like you haven't really been able to do what you want to do as far as your day-to-day work, you felt like you didn't have any motivation, or you couldn't take the action that you wanted to, things should move forward in that area. Scorpio, there's a lot of intense energy here, but you are not going to get out of 2020 the same. Everybody has to go through a huge transformation, and you being the Pluto sign, it's especially intense for you, but you are a pro at transformation, because that is what your sign is all about: digging deep, digging out the secrets and exposing them and looking at them, and then integrating that into who you are. So you can do it. It'll be a great week.